Existential theory. Corey describes existential theory as more a way of thinking or an attitude about psychotherapy rather than a way of practicing psychotherapy. Who founded or created this theory? Existential theory developed from the work of two philosophers in the 19th century, Soren Kierkegaard and Friedrich Nietzsche, along with many other 19th century philosophers and writers who contributed, their names being Martin Heidegger, Jean-Paul Sartre, Martin Buber, Ludwig Wittgenstein, and Medard Boss. Key figures in contemporary existential psychotherapy include Viktor Frankl, Rollo May, Irvin Yalom, and James Bugental. It was mainstreamed in the mid-20th century by Rollo May and Irvin Yalom. Where was existential theory created? As was previously said, it was influenced by philosophers and writers during the 19th century. Many of these were German. It emerged in the third decade of the 20th century, and then existential therapy movement in the 1940s and 1950s in Europe. What need did it fill, and why was it created? People were devastated by World War II, and we're dealing with all of these feelings of isolation, alienation, and meaninglessness. And existential theory catered to these feelings and an individual's experience of being alone and facing anxiety from that. Some key concepts of the theory: the view of human nature, what it means to be human, existential tradition, limits of human existence on one side, and then the possibilities of human life on the other side. So it recognizes that existence is never fixed. Humans recreate themselves by going through day-to-day problems and things of that nature, and they are constantly discovering and making sense of existence. There are 6 basic dimensions of existential theory. These include the capacity for self-awareness. This proposition deals with freedom, choice, and responsibility. The greater our awareness, the greater the possibilities for freedom. So in this one, you increase capacity to live fully. You do not have, we recognize that we do not have unlimited time to do what we want. We recognize that we can act or not act upon things. We recognize that we choose our own actions, and in doing so create our own destiny. And we are aware of these choices and aware of the consequences that may come of them, and we accept responsibility for them. Also in this proposition, we are aware of feelings of loneliness, emptiness, guilt, and we know that those are going to come in life, and we acknowledge them. And this part also theorizes that we are alone, but we can relate to others. The second proposition, freedom and responsibility. In this one, we cannot choose what we are born into, but we can choose our own destiny. That's a main theme in that one. We choose our own destiny by decisions that we make. We assume responsibility for those choices, and we assume responsibility for actions, consequences, and then we are aware that also we accept responsibility